Alright, so for today's video, guys, I wanted to go over a couple meal prep ideas. So for anybody like me who trains working a 9 to 5, they know it can be hard to find time to eat good and not eat garbage. So once a week, I'll meal prep on a Sunday, cook food throughout the week, and I just want to share with you guys a couple of the recipes and meals that I make for meal prepping through the week, with the calories and protein, obviously, because those are the only two things that anybody really cares about. So let's get into those. Alright, so we're going to start with some overnight oats here. I love making this recipe. We're going to start with 50 grams of quick oats. Just weigh them out, throw them in a jar. Scoop creatine. 1 to 2 tablespoons of PB2. Don't mind the mess that I made. 1 packet of Splenda. A scoop of protein powder. You're going to put the cover back on and you're going to give that a shake just so everything's all mixed together. Then you're going to add 100 grams of milk. Give that a good stir. Again, making sure everything's mixed, nothing's stuck. Then add a big tablespoon of peanut butter, just right in the center, cover it, and then throw it in the fridge, leave it overnight, and then just eat with fruit the next morning. Alright, so next up, my usual go-to lunches if I meal prep is this simple beef wrap recipe I make. The only issue with this one is I can't really tell you the measurements of anything. So basically, when I make stuffed peppers, I end up having a lot of excess stuffing left over, and I just use that to make wraps the next day. Basically, it boils down to a couple cups of rice, a big can of tomato sauce, and a pound of ground beef, and some spices that I mix all together. And then I freeze the excess, and then when I want it to meal prep some wraps, I'll just take it out, I'll thaw it, I'll fry it up, and then I'll just add it to a wrap with a bit of sour cream and some cheese, and wrap it up and throw it in the fridge. Okay, so our first meal here, we're going to go with the basic Gym Bro chicken and rice. This meal is really easy to tailor to what you need for the week. In this, I'm going to be giving you about 5 days worth. So start off, weigh out about 500 grams of rice, throwing that into a rice cooker with some chicken broth and some salt, and then walk away and forget it. If you guys don't have a rice cooker, you really need to get one. They're at Walmart for like 30 bucks, and they make meal prepping just so stupid easy. You just set it up, you forget it, you walk away, and you come back when the rice is done. Then take out about 5 medium to large chicken breasts, get those diced up real nice and small. Then we're going to throw those into a pan with some butter and some minced garlic, and just fry that up until they're all cooked, making sure there's no white, no nothing. Make sure it don't kill anybody. While the chicken and rice are both cooking, we're going to start on the potatoes. Potatoes aren't super high in calories, so I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to how many I make. I just cut them up and then weigh them out in the end, and we're good to go. Once they're diced, throw them into a bowl, and you're going to toss that with some paprika, some Mrs. Dash, and some garlic powder. And then throw all of that into the air fryer on 375 for about 20 minutes or until they're cooked. Now back over to the stove, we're going to season up the chicken with everything you see on screen. So it's some paprika, some garlic, some taco seasoning, some onion powder, some Miss Dash, some Italian seasoning, and some salt and pepper. And then once everything's cooked, just throw it on the scale, divide it out by 5 or however many days you prepped for, then container it all up once it's all divided out. And then for cooking this, it's literally just throw it in the microwave for a couple minutes when you want to eat it and warm it up. Okay, so next we are going to go over one of my favorites, barbecue chicken casserole. This makes 6 servings, and the macros are going to be here on screen. Once again, we're going to start with dicing up our chicken, throwing it into a pan to cook, seasoning with garlic, paprika, chili powder, and onion powder. Once that's going, we are going to dice up some potatoes again, throw them into the air fryer. I usually do about 8 to 10 potatoes for this one, all depends on the size. We're seasoning those up with garlic, paprika, salt, and pepper. Once both of that is cooking, you're going to cut up a tomato and a handful of green onion, as well as grate up about 150 grams of cheese. This is where you could sub out for a lower fat cheese, or a lower calorie cheese if you want to save on some of the calories. But right now, I'm not too worried about my caloric intake. Finally, throw all of that into a casserole dish, pour on some barbecue sauce. Once again, you could sub out for a 0-calorie barbecue sauce. Mix it all around, top with a bit more cheese, and throw it back into the oven on broil until the cheese is melted. And then just do the usual, container it up, serve it, and store it in the fridge. Okay, so for our taco bowls, we're going to start with frying up a pound of ground beef. While that's cooking, we're going to toast a cup of rice in a bit of oil. And to that, we're going to add 2 cups of chicken broth, an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, some cumin, chili powder, salt, and pepper. We're going to cover, set that aside, and let it simmer for about 15-20 minutes or until the rice is cooked. Now, once the beef is cooked, we're going to drain off the fat. We're going to season with salt, pepper, a packet of taco seasoning, paprika, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, Italian, and obviously don't forget to add the drop of water to mix it all around. While both of that is cooking and simmering, we're going to dice up some pepper, tomato, and some green onion to top. Once it's all cooked, we'll throw it all together in one pan, add in your beans, some corn, and some cheese. Mix it all around, and then it's good to serve or container up. So if you're serving it, just serve it up with some sour cream, some crushed up chips, a bit more cheese to top, and some spinach. And if not, container it up and throw it in the fridge for the week. Alright, and for the final recipe, we're going to do mac and cheese, because who doesn't love a good mac and cheese? Start by throwing 5 strips of bacon, diced up, throw them into a pan. While those are cooking, you're going to take out about 5 chicken breasts and cut those up, cube them up nice and small. Once the bacon is cooked, we're going to take the bacon out of the pan and then throw the chicken into that pan. While both of that is cooking, we're going to take 550 grams of macaroni, throw into a pot and get that boiling on the stove. Once all of that is cooked, we're going to add it all into a casserole dish, the chicken, the bacon, the macaroni, mix it all around. We're going to add 300 grams of cheese. Again, if you're making a low fat, sub out for a low fat cheese, as well as an entire can of evaporated milk. Anybody who's Newfoundlander watching this is going to be pissed off with how I open this, but what odds? Then we're going to top with a couple shakes of Parmesan cheese, some breadcrumbs, and a little bit more cheese. And then we're going to throw that into the oven and cook it. And once it comes out, just serve it up and container off the rest for the week.